Hey, 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 what's vibin', beautiful heart? How are you doing today? I'm Dr. Danae, the Awakening Doctor. I'm a metaphysician and master consciousness coach. All right, guys, let's jump right into this reading. Let's see what is going on. I'm going to pull some cards from Messages of the Mermaids. Let's see what they want to say. Wow. Okay. They apparently are very chatty today. To all of my fam bam, my returning subscribers, I am sending you oceans of love, health, wealth, joy, and happiness. If you are new to my channel or new to me, welcome, welcome. Get comfortable. Sit, relax. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Hell, neither do I until it's out. So, it can always be an adventure over here. So, let's see. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right. So, we have, let me just move that back a bit. Inner knowing, blessings, and communication. Whew, can you feel that brewing, bubbling up under the surface? You know that there is some communication that needs to happen between, obviously, this could be with you and your higher self and not communicating with altered ego as much. But really for this, this I'm feeling has to do with a significant connection in your life, whether it's family, friends, lovers, coworkers, you take it how it resonates. But you have an inner knowing. You've known all along what's been going on. You know that even though this has been rough, uncomfortable, a lot of tears, anger, and frustration, but you know through all of this, there is a blessing there. You've been telling yourself, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. Keep going until the blessing comes. And I know it's not always easy. Communication. And, you know, we're still in Mercury retrograde, so communication's going to be a bit funky now. For those of you who know you need to have a 3D conversation with somebody, and you really aren't speaking right now. It could be no communication, what have you. I just feel like whose energy I'm picking up on, there's communication, but it's like surface level, almost just like checking in. Like, hey, are you still there? Are you going to respond? This could be them to you or you to them, or you both could be doing this and mirroring each other. This connection has really brought up a lot of areas where you needed to go in and do some inner work. And look, here we have love your inner child. Absolutely. You know, in my work, in my channel, I teach you about the inner child. There's a lot of inner child information out there. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I do it differently. And I teach you about building a foundation. I do not teach you to parent your inner child. I have reasons behind that, not getting into it right now. But yes, when you have any of this like anxious energy coming up, I'm picking up that somebody really kind of has a handle on this. You're not being rocked by this. You know a communication needs to happen, but you're in no hurry. You're like organically letting it all unfold. As you are doing that, I feel like there's this inner dialogue that creeps up as you start to make progress and not get into that lower vibration anxiety when thinking about this person. There are still some things going on internally around self-worth, value. I get it, those are the same, but the unworthiness program. What's wrong with me? Why is this happening? And some of you have spent so long inside that inner dialogue, beating yourselves up or picking on yourselves, not liking things about your body. Maybe you don't like the way you look or whatever it is. You know, somebody said you're cockeyed or your ears are too pointy. It doesn't matter. But for those of you that this part is resonating with, you are being called at this time to go inward, and those areas that you still struggle with to like and accept, to really get your arms around that, acknowledge it, embrace it, start speaking compassion, love, and health back into it. Your body is your servant. It takes its directions from you. So if you've been very critical with your body for whatever reason, no judgment. And this is what we do as humans, and that's what this awakening journey is about, is coming back into the fullness. Especially for my black sheeps of the family, you feel odd. You're obviously, this goes along with light workers, star seeds. Don't even feel like you're from this planet. Love and embrace your uniqueness and how different you are. Yeah, the Matrix didn't like it. People gave you a lot of crap over it. Hell, you've been giving yourself crap. But it's divine. There's a purpose to this. So for those of you that this part is really resonating, here we have time to reflect. Really reflect on your feelings about yourself. A lot of times we get into these habits, this toxic habit of self-sabotage and beating ourselves up, as if we beat ourselves up enough, then somebody's going to come in and, you know, be gracious and just take our problems away. It's an altered ego trap, guys. But here, whoever I'm talking to get you past this next hurdle, lean in, reflect on your thoughts and feelings about yourself, communicate with your body, speak your blessings into existence around your body. Allow your inner knowing to come forth and move from that. That inner knowing that comes up, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's that critical inner voice coming at you, whether it's judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, or shame. That's altered ego showing up to hijack that inner knowing. That's that point that you get to when all of a sudden you thought you made the right choice, you thought you were moving with your intuition, and the next thing you know, you're down that slippery slope of confusion, and I don't know if I'm making the right decision, yada, 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 all of that. That's the process and the program that you are trying to step out of. Right now, this is saying your keys are within your own dialogue about yourself. All right. 3 of Cups, the Chariot in reverse, 10 of Swords. Okay. Got to read this a couple of ways, because for some of you, this 3 of Cups is talking about family. A lot of this reflecting time that you need to do regarding yourself stems from projected energy from parents, grandparents, siblings, family members, even church family, you know, whatever, even soul family, guys. Soul family can hurt us too. So for those of you that this is resonating with the family, Some of you are at that point of, do I cut my family off? Do I cut this person off? There's no change. There's no movement. Some of you have had these conversations and these people still push your boundaries, try to cross your boundaries. Guys, the big thing here is to recognize when we set up boundaries, it's us that have to reinforce those boundaries. Because, guys, the people that we set up these boundaries, whether it's because or for or what have you, they're not changing in the way that you are. They are, and they can be very antagonizing and want to come in and push those boundaries. See if you really mean business. Know that that's part of that matrix altered ego program. When you are healing and leveling up and dropping a lot of this human consciousness, toxic habit and ways that really fed into this dynamic, and that this dynamic is still just going in its circle, there's no changes, you get to this point where you have to make that choice of what works for me. For many of you who grew up with, whether it's narcissistic parents or family dynamics, some sort of emotional and mental abuse, whether it is covert, which a lot of narcissism is covert, or just blatant. You're at this point where you need to decide, are you going to keep feeding in to this energy? Or are you going to step back, move away from that energy, step off of the conflict, focus on yourself for a little while, and really strengthen those boundaries of, look, for some of you, this will be, hey, I still want a relationship. However, the energy in this relationship needs to change. I am not here for the chaos, the bickering, the arguing. And if that's really all that you're going to be bringing to the table, somebody else, you need to make this choice. This is the Ten of Swords. This is a completion, a new beginning. Do you want to continue moving forth the way things are? If not, have that communication with yourself. Practice setting those boundaries and not allowing people to step over them, because guys, they're gonna try. Okay, for those of you that this is not family, this is a love situation. There has been third-party situations going on. Third party doesn't necessarily have to be another person. It can. It could be anything that's taking that person or your person or you attention away from building this connection and working on a healthy connection. It could be partying. It could be a sex addiction, avoidance, whatever it is. But somebody is stuck here. There is no movement. They want peace and reconciliation, and they want to come together with you. But they're still holding on to what has happened. All of that past energy that is so overwhelming. I do feel like this other person is mirroring you. They are really going through their own stuff right now. Yeah, look at this. Holy crap. 9 of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Empress. So this person, whoever you're connecting with, really isn't sharing almost anything with you. They are dealing with a lot of things on their side. They are wanting to come out of that. They are wanting celebration and happiness with you. And look, here we've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. This person is really in their own head. They are going in circles trying to figure out what they need to do. At this point, the advice for you is to keep your focus on you and your healing, because you are being viewed as the Empress. You're not saying much. You're staying in your own lane, but they're watching. They're watching. They like what they see. They want to come forth, but there's still a lot of all of this energy that they're dealing with. I do feel that they are, there is a third energy here. Again, it could be family. It could be brother, sister, best friend, parents. Doesn't have to be another lover, but absolutely could be. But I feel as if this person is getting advice or running around in more ego ways while trying to level up. But they're doing it from that place of ego, which produces ego results. In the meantime, you focusing on you, strengthening this foundation with yourself, really owning that your cells are listening, being mindful of what you're saying, because everything that you think and feel, that becomes a thought form that gets stored on your cellular level, and it has to play out in your life. You are at this point where it's been playing out. The fog is starting to clear. You've been putting in the work, and guess what? Here comes the divine with a brand new opportunity. This opportunity, this energy with love, however it's showing up in your life, is directly reflecting and impacting your security, your finances, your material things. So as you focus on communicating with yourself, bringing that love and compassion, that's going to open the door for the blessings and this new energy in finances and love to come through. Don't worry about what this person's doing over here, what they're watching. Really pull your attention back into you. I do feel that this has been an area of struggle for you. And I want you to know you're struggling in that because you're picking up on the other person's energy. What I'm talking about is when you are in a space, you're focused, you're working on yourself, and you're not sitting in thoughts of them or feelings of them, and just out of the blue, like a wind blows, and you are finding yourself thinking about them, you can't get them off your mind, all of that stuff. Guys, you are picking up on projected energy. You are picking up on that other person thinking about you, feeling, and sitting in that energy. Because there's still an energetic connection, you're going to pick up on it. Doesn't mean you need to sit in it. You can just recognize it and acknowledge it and just say, you know what? I send you love. And pull your energy back and refocus. Go back to what you're doing. The mind's mastery lies in the heart. Absolutely. Your mind will not provide the solutions to the issues. It can't. It's a different vibration. Your heart has all of the answers and the solution. You've been living in the matrix with a matrix human personality, which is altered ego. It's not your divine ego. There is a difference. And in the matrix, we're taught that we can't trust our heart. That's the big lie. That's the counterfeit. It's the heart we can trust. It's the mind we cannot trust. The intellect is not something we can trust. But guess what? We go through life clinging to our intellect, that know-it-all of us, which is altered ego, and we find ourselves repeating patterns. That's why. Look, boundaries. What did this whole reading talk about? Boundaries. Know when to put up and let down your walls. Apology. Forgiveness through mutual understandings. Guys, I really feel many of you need to apologize to your body for all of the self-sabotage, the thoughts, and all of that. You may also need to apologize to somebody else, or they need to apologize to you. If that part rings true for you, take a deep breath. We are still in Mercury retrograde. All things communications could be quite wonky and funky. This may not happen until after June 3rd. That's okay. But if this is about apologizing to yourself, do not wait on that. If it has to do with somebody else, you may want to push that off. If you can. This is a general reading. It's going to be different for each of you. Passions, do not be afraid to fail. Follow what makes your heart happy. Guys, so many of us are afraid of failure, like as if it's the doom and gloom and oh my God. You know, failure is nothing but a mistake, and a mistake is a golden opportunity to learn and do something better. We really need to normalize mistakes, take the stigma off of failure and mistakes, that this is just, oh my God, unrecoverable. Oh my God. It's not. It's fine. It is fine. And you know what? The greatest people in history, and even the people that you look up to and admire, they didn't get to where they're at without failures. They learned to embrace the failures and not allow those to pull them down, but to go, ooh, okay, that didn't work out. Not going to try that, and move on with life. All right, beautiful. I hope this gave you some clarity, some hope. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Guys, there's a few days left for the specials in May. You will probably never see the readings this low again. I don't know, that could change, but May was a special month honoring the divine feminine, the mother's presence. So $22 for a 30-minute email reading, $44 for a live 30-minute reading with me. You can book that off the description below. All right, guys, love you. Bye-bye.